My name is Drussila, I'm Brazilian, but I've been living here in Finland for over 14 years. I've been working in the games industry for a very long time, which means that I'm in front of screens a lot. It's a very creative job, but then it also means that you sit in front of a computer or you're playing on your phone, and yeah, that's the reality of my work. Well, for starters, working in the games industry, I do sit a lot. So it was always very hard for me to just figure out ways to be active during my day. And then on top of that, at some point, I did have a kid, so I have a 4-year-old, and that did affect my life a lot, meaning that with a baby in the home, you become chronically sleep deprived and you have somebody else that takes all of your time, so you don't have time to actually focus on yourself. And I found myself with just low energy, and I just couldn't do anything for myself at that point in time. And what that meant was that I started to be very sedentary, not sleep well. It was reflecting on my nutrition as well, so I did put on weight. The clothes from before the pregnancy didn't fit me anymore, and I went back to work. The work is very demanding, and I felt I was at a time that I was just doing a lot for everybody, but I wasn't doing much for myself. Yeah, I noticed that I was getting really stuck on a vicious circle, which was that I had so low energy that I had cravings, and then I was eating a lot of crap and sweets because of those cravings, and then those were making me less energetic. So it was I was very stuck on that loop. And when I came to Saukreg, I just really liked the approach of unpacking your life and figuring out what works for you. I was a little afraid at first that I was just gonna get a diet that I have to follow and change everything overnight, because I knew that that was not gonna be sustainable for me. So I really appreciated this approach of what are small things that I can change in my habit. And then as we started tweaking things around this cycle, things started going more into the virtuous direction, not so vicious anymore. I started drinking more water, making sure I have more protein in my food, making sure that maybe I leave some of the crap that I like to eat for the weekend. and then as I started exercising more and doing these tweaks, then of course it shows on the sleep side as well. I started to sleep better, and I do feel there's still room for improvement on the sleep side. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it until my kid is 18. but it is definitely better, and I like this approach of just constant improvement. Yeah, something that I noticed, or that I learned here at Saukreg with the coaches is that it's not just about coming to the gym and working out and then that's it, your job is done, you leave and do nothing. I became much more aware, for example, of how important the activity outside of the gym, how important that is as well. So for example, I come to the gym during the past year. I've been coming maybe twice a week, and then lately I started taking boxing lessons as well, so maybe 3 times. So I actually don't come to the gym that often, compared to some people. But outside of the gym, I walk a lot more. I used to walk, for example, an average of 4,000 steps a day, which was almost nothing. But then my coach was reminding me of the importance of that, and I started using the Aura ring and increased to 10,000 a day, and just again by tweaking habits in my daily routine. And nowadays I do easily 12 to 15, and I actually enjoy it. I even listen to audiobooks, and it's part of it's something that I do that is relaxing to me, and it shows on the health, on the physical health as well. Yeah, I've had many wins actually, but I would say the number one was that I started to be able to fit my older clothes again from before the pregnancy. That was my number one goal, because I had really nice dresses. So that was really good. And actually another win that, I don't know if this sounds good or not, but is I feel I can eat more because I still like eating a lot. So I was afraid that if I start to become more into fitness and health, that means eating less. But because I burn more calories now, I can eat more. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah. I think the individual approach was really important for me because, for example, I explained all the challenges I had before. I didn't just want to walk into a gym for somebody to give me a template program because I know that it's not like one size fits all. So I wanted somebody who would actually listen to all of my challenges and try to figure out what works for me. And I feel like that's what happened, and we achieved really good results. So I think that was really key for this to work for me. And of course the long-term mentality and the sustainable mentality as well, that it's not about like just quick fixes that you can do to get quick results in 2 weeks. It's more like, hey, let's have patience, one step at a time, baby steps, and growing from there. And then I feel now after a year that like some of my habits really changed and that I don't want to go back. So this has been really positive for me. I started to really appreciate anything that develops my back because I didn't realize how weak it was from sitting a lot. So any kind of row it's been really good for me. So I like those. And in the past couple of months, I also started taking boxing lessons here at Selkirk, and I really enjoy it. It's really good again, like for like physically, but also mentally. It's very relaxing. Well, there is one I hate, and it's the push-ups. I feel like, I've done so many different kinds of exercises and variations and combinations, and all of them, I feel like I'm getting better. Even if I don't like them at first, I get used to them and I get better. But with push-ups, I always feel like I go back to square one because it's just so hard. But then at least my trainer, he does a really good job at telling me that this is actually really hard and this is one that progresses slowly and it's harder for women. So let's just be patient with it. I have noticed that there is like a big mental barrier for people to start a service like this, and that is related to a preconception that people have of who the gym is for. And I actually even recently I still hear, like, when I recommend to someone, it's like, oh, but I'm a girl, isn't gym more like for guys? Or I'm overweight, I don't want to be like, people are going to be looking at me, or I'm not hot, or I'm too old to start this kind of stuff now. And even I had a little bit of that before I started. But then what I realized is, very quickly, that if you want to improve your health and your well-being and your mobility or your appearance, like, the gym is for you, no matter like who you are. And then coming to the gym here, it can be a little intimidating at first, but you immediately start noticing that the coaches are very diverse, that the clients are very diverse. Like, you see people of all ages, genders, professions, levels of fitness, and it's actually, it feels really nice. It is a really nice community. I really appreciate this place as a community, and it's very supportive. And like I said, I always felt like an individual, like my challenges were taken into account and that the programs were tailored for me, and the coaches, like, the relationship is very much based on trust. And it's something that, it's not like I imagined before. So I can recommend anybody that if they want results, if they want to improve their life, their health in some way, they should at least give it a try. There's nothing to lose by trying. And once they start, they will realize that, they will wonder that how come, it took me so long to get here.